What's good, folks? Knightmare Frame back with the milk. Today we're going to be looking at the highest DPS, most insane Revenant build you've ever seen. Let's go right into the build. So, as you can see, we are going all in on the DPS increase with knockdown resistance because spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase. So first off, you can see we're obviously using Revenant here, because Revenant, in case you didn't know, has a Mesmer skin, and Mesmer skin gives you complete damage immunity while it's active, and on top of that, status immunity, meaning we are immune to knockdowns while Mesmer skin is active. On top of that, we're using the helmet Hideous Resistance that gives you a number of uses just like Mesmer skin. It works almost exactly the same Mesmer skin, except it gives status resistance instead of damage resistance, and it gives charges that are affected by strength, giving us even more status immunity. On top of that, we're going all in on knockdown and stagger resistance to really make our damage skyrocket. We've got Prime Sure-Footed for 100% chance to resist knockdown. Then we have Handspring for 160% faster knockdown recovery, Constitution for 40% knockdown or faster knockdown recovery, Pain Threshold for 160% faster stagger recovery, Power Drift for 30% chance to resist knockdown, Fortitude for 40% chance to resist knockdown, and then Transient for more strength so we get more Mesmer skin as well as Hideous Resistance, and Prime Figure just for a little bit extra shields and health on top of that. Then we got Arcane Blessing and Arcane Barrier to give us even more survivability. And the Modus sets, all of the mods for Modus set are equipped so we get a 100% chance to become immune to knockdown effects while airborne. Now you might be thinking, oh, we need more damage, but don't worry, it doesn't stop there. Then if we go to our pets, we've got Worm Prime, Negate, which gives a status prevention once every 5 seconds, which does apply to knockdown effects. Then we go to our melee weapon, Vacor Sidon. If we click on this, you can see this is also where one of our Modus mods is coming from, and it has a unique trait where while the weapon is equipped, you get 50% knockdown resistance for even higher DPS. Then Strong Prime, just because it's a shotgun for the last Modus mod, giving us more knockdown resistance. And finally, we have Uneru for even more knockdown resistance via Poise, giving us immunity to slow, stagger, and knockdown effects for 40 seconds after transferring between Operator and Warframe, making it so we have optimal uptime on standing. We don't want to not have our legs. Legs are DPS. So, you might still be thinking, oh, but what if I want to really optimize my damage? Okay, then it's not finally. That's where things get even crazier. Go to your gear wheel. Now, if you've crafted it, you can then use Ancient Healer Specters, one of the most popular specters to be using. Any allies connected to the Ancient Healer Specter, yourself included, gets, you guessed it, knockdown resistance. Then, if you have a Spectre that is for your Warframe, you can slap on a Warframe Spectre of Dante, and the Dante Spectre will give you Overguard, and Overguard gives you status resistance, and status resistance is knockdown resistance. And if you really need to go even farther, you can then go for another Spectre from your teammate, or have your teammates play Oberon, because Oberon has this incredible ability called Hallowed Ground, giving you status, aka knockdown resistance while standing on it for even more DPS. And finally, if you want another teammates, you can have them go Ember and put on a game-breaking DPS increasing augment called Purifying Flames. Allies hit by the expanding ring of fire will be granted 4 seconds of status immunity, scaling with duration, giving them immunity to knockdown. Now, I don't know if you've been doing the math, but that's a lot of damage, and I'm going to show you the insane damage that we can do. Now, because I actually have Strun, this is already a broken weapon, we want to show how broken this weapon can be without anything else, right? We want a weapon that's doo-doo water based so you can see how crazy it's going to make our damage. So let's find a shotgun that's not exactly optimal, right? What weapon would be a great shotgun that nobody uses that doesn't do great damage? How about Kuwadrakun? This is actually a pretty good weapon, okay? But we're going to be using it with no mods or an arcane. Oh wait, other than Modus. I forgot about that. Slap on Modus so we get more knockdown resistance, but we won't be proccing the crit chance and status, so don't worry about that. That is all we're going to be using to kill stuff. Now we're going to go into the proper showcase of this video. We will be facing extremely high level enemies on some of the highest endgame content that there is available. So we're going to be doing a mission on Earth. We will be doing the mission Mariana, an exterminate that is extremely difficult to do. Most people can barely accomplish this mission as is, but you'll see with this build, our DPS is so insane, everything will just straight up die. You can see that Nata is already quivering with fear in her face. She's terrified of the power we have unlocked. Now look at this damage. Did you see that? We just one-shot, one body shot. These guys are like level 15,000. They have armor in the billions. But the sheer amount of knockdown resistance we have makes it so we do infinite damage. And like I said before, you can then slap down, oh, what's that? Ancient Healer Spectre. Even more knockdown resistance. Look at that damage. Did you see that? 31, 31, and 93. That's insane. This is game-breaking damage right here. I don't know about you, but I think DE probably needs to nerf this as soon as possible because it's just too easy. The amount of damage we do. Then if we activate Mesmer Skin, Hideous Resistance, oh baby. Oh, did you see that crit for 102? It doesn't matter that they have 8 quadrillion armor, infinite health, levels in the trillions. They're still all going to fall before our Revenant's power. Now, I know this might not be the most new player-friendly build, to say the least, but just get good. All you gotta do is sign in for a few 100 days and you'll have Prime Sure-Footed. It's not that hard. Now, if you were a real gamer like me, you would download the game and sign in every day until you get Prime Sure-Footed and never play until then. That's the true optimal way of playing Warframe, if you didn't know. And if you're playing the game any other way, you might as well just delete it, cause you're fucking trash. We're just blowing through this exterminate mission. DPS so high that I'm surprised the game hasn't just straight up crashed yet. This is insane. Do you see this? Do you see this power? It is absurd. And the mission's already over. Nata is so freaking scared, she just pissed herself. She might even shit on the floor. This is some game-breaking stuff. Now, I definitely recommend you try this out. It's absurdly meta, which means you should play it because the meta is the only thing that's in this game. To the extraction, unbelievable power. Now, I would expect DE to be nerfing this build in the immediate future, likely in the next 2 to 5 business days. So get on making this immediately. If your Revenant isn't formed right, then you just suck ass. Just reform him, like I did. That's all it takes. Now, I know, I might be coming across as elitist. But it's not that I'm elitist. You're just a noob. So that's going to be it for the build and the video. As you can see, unrivaled power, unbelievable power. You wish you had this much damage. That's going to be it. Adios. Whoa.